welcome to another part of Hydro Thunder Hurricane. This time, the Boom Boom GP.
Choose your vote.
The one I hate the most. It's all gauntlets, which means lots of editing was made to make this video. We're doing this at hazard like we've always done with gauntlets. Let's begin. 1 minute 53 seconds. 16,000 like before. Can't go wrong with that. So yeah, this is an extremely edited version of this entire fucking part. Unless you want to see over an hour of me fucking up over and over again. Trust me, you don't want to see that many fuck-ups. So, let's continue on to where I complete this one because I hate these gauntlets so much, especially on Expert. They are the hardest part of this game. And because they have their own tournament, this is the hardest part of the game. I'm not even kidding. I have everything in this game. This is the hardest part of the entire game. And what you're seeing here is me doing a pretty much edited abridged version of this fucking part. I might as well tell you how many deaths it took to beat this one. 4. 4 fuck-ups before I nailed it. One of them was trying to do that shortcut on the left, but didn't really work out the way I wanted it to, so I said fuck it. And once again, the Gauntlet, it has a really bullshit time that I just made it for. Like so. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, storming Asgard's next. 1 minute 58 seconds. Alright, let's do this. Okay, how many deaths does this take? 2. Yeah, just 2. I mean, there's nothing special about that. It's just me doing 2. Ugh. Now then, I don't have much to say about this part, outside of the fact I hate the Gauntlet. I mean, I don't find this very interesting to talk about. It's just the 8 races again, like last time, except this time I'm doing the most bullshit of them all, the Gauntlet. It's fucking painful. Trust me, if you saw the unedited bits of this entire part, you will hate that part. You will hate this entire fucking tournament. I'm sure there's someone out there who can master these fucking gauntlets. I don't care. I don't want to care about these gauntlets. I mean, by the time, you already know I've beaten these, so well, I don't care about the gauntlets anymore because guess what? There's barely any moments in the rest of these tournaments where a gauntlet comes in. We only have 2 more tournaments in which it's any race or ringmaster or gauntlet, and I'm pretty sure only one of them actually has a gauntlet. And then we got the Tempest, which is all races, so there is no gauntlet or ringmaster. So, really, there's not much I can say, except I hate the Gauntlet tournament. Monster Island's next. And this is where I had to stop recording and begin recording again so I don't fuck up and get too much space. So I have to transfer all these raw footages to my main computer and my USB that I transfer them to can only take up to 15 gigabyte. So I have to make sure I get under 15 gigabyte, and this entire part, after 4 recordings, 4 took over 15, at least 16 gigabytes. So I'm glad I did it in parts, and I'm glad that I have enough room to do this shit. So I have to get under 3 minutes. I hate this fucking tournament, and I hate these gauntlets. Nothing more to say there, except for one thing. Use Rad Hazard. You are a fool for using any other kind of boat in the gauntlets. If there is any boat in this game that would be perfect for this tournament, it's Rad Hazard. I'm not even going to explain how much I hate Rad Hazard because the first game and everything, because you've already heard the story. I'm not going to say it again. I honestly can't wait for when we get to the next 2 tournaments, because then I might have something interesting to say, but right now there's nothing, because it's the same races, but oh, they're gauntlets, so they're gonna be extremely fucking hard. I mean, yeah, the last tournaments were extremely easy, but here you're seeing extreme editing, and you're seeing me, well, trying to sound depressed because of the fact that this fucking tournament sucks, but again, like, it's the same races you've been seeing for 2 fucking parts. What's going to be interesting about this, outside the fact that I have a very strict time limit, and it's a gauntlet on expert, and you already know how bullshit those are. Explosion win. Nope, okay. Well, let's move on to the next one. I just made it, whatever. Fundable. Alright. 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Got it. Yeah, I yawned in front of the mic. I don't give a shit. I mean, you're probably not going to be watching this anyway. You're probably going to be like watching, like, what, 5 minutes of this, and that's it. Like, we're already at the 8-minute mark, so if you've been watching this far, hearing me talk about bullshit, watching my extremely edited version of this entire tournament, and good for you. But really, this, unless you really want to see me get angry about how bullshit this was, there's nothing interesting about this. I'm not gonna yell, I'm not gonna get pissed off, I'm not gonna do a Crash 2 moment. There's nothing about this tournament that will make me rage. It's bullshit, and of course the gauntlets are absolute bullshit, especially on expert, which I have to do them on expert. I have no choice outside of the matter. But it's not rage-worthy. It's not bad. It's not a bad tournament. It's not shit. The tracks are great. Rad Hazard in this game is decent, and for the most part, this is a really challenging, like, gauntlet, something hard, because the rest of this game, outside the medium ring master shit, has been very easy. So really, I like this. I hate this fucking gauntlet crap, but I like the majority of this, so there's nothing rage-worthy about this tournament. There's nothing rage-worthy about this game, in fact, so why bother? Lost Babylon's next. It's the third recording. 1 minute 50 seconds. Let's go. Alright. So, just go straight through that. You're basically watching me do the exact same gauntlets now. The exact same fucking paths. Only with Red Hazard instead of Cutthroat right now. Again, like, it's not interesting anymore. You've been seeing the same races through the same tournaments we've been doing before. And before that even. Again, the whole 3 tournaments, outside the DLC ones, are just all 8 normal tracks with just the races, then the ringmasters, and then just the gauntlets, which you're seeing right now. That's it. The tournaments before that were interesting because they're all split apart and they all have their own unique things. Here though, it's all expert. It's all the ringmasters, it's all the races, and it's all the fucking gauntlets. Outside the DLC ones, because those were added in as DLC later on, and those last 3 tournaments, those are DLC tournaments, and they have those tracks, so there you go. You think I have anything that's interesting to say about this part? I don't. After this part, then I'll stop being interesting. But for now, you're watching me like you're listening to me, watch my recording of me beating the fucking gauntlet crap. What you're not seeing is me getting angry. Parachutes next, 2 minutes 30 seconds. Like if what you saw was the uncut raw footage of all 4 recordings from beginning to end, with me getting fucking angry, you would find that entire part boring just as much as this one is. Why? Because this game does not deserve to be raged at. This tournament is not bullshit enough to be raged at. And just watching over an hour of me fucking up over and over and over again just to beat the goddamn gauntlets in first place, really not worth watching. I don't care how much you want it, you're not getting it. By the time this is done, by the time I have all these parts done, all the raw footage is getting deleted from my computers. Both this main one and my laptop, which I have all the raw footage on, because my laptop is the Windows 8 that I played the game on. There's the glitch, it's still there, in case you're wondering. Trust me, they're never going to fix that, because they moved on to another game. Like I said, Hydro Thunder Go. I still haven't found any kind of recording software I can use to record footage off the Windows phone without using a camcorder, and trust me, I don't want to use a fucking camcorder. Pretty much the same reason as why I don't want to use a webcam, in fact. Because it's such low quality bullshit that I fucking hate it. I'm not afraid to show myself. I've already showed myself before in the past. I just find it pointless to show myself in front of a game to put in reactions. Like, you can't tell my fucking reactions from my voice. Or from the sounds that you're hearing or anything. Here comes next recording. This one is the last recording. so there's good news there. Now, this is the last. This is actually the only one out of all of these recordings where I beat this in one go. Yes, I beat Soulstream first go. In fact, the next one, I beat that one in 2 goes. So obviously, from doing this tournament, I have gotten far better at the gauntlets than before. And now I find a medium difficulty instead of bullshit. Whoopty shit. I'm not going to do these tracks again in Gauntlet anyway, so it's meaningless. Because we're nearly done. All we have left is 3 tournaments, and this LP is over, and I don't play the goddamn game ever again. This LP is going to end on part 23, at best. So really, there's nothing special or interesting for me to say about this part. I mean, it might also be a filler part in a way, but it is important because I'm 100% in the game. This is part of the game, and it has to be beaten in first place. Explosion ending. Good God. Good God. I just made it as well. Fuck. Last one. Air 51. 2 minutes 3 seconds. Let's do this. 16,000 cred. Let's earn it. We're nearly done with this tournament, and we're nearly done with all the normal tournaments. After this, it's all DLC shit. DLC people with the PS3 and Xbox versions. The PC version, like I have, you're playing the full game. I don't know how many people are watching Hunter Thunder Hurricane anymore. I can tell why, but trust me, it does get interesting in the last 3 parts. Because it gets different. Somewhat different, at least. You get to see the DLC tracks, at least. This, however, this part and the last 2 parts, it's basically been the same races, done 3 times, through 3 different modes. It's kind of like watching Hot Wheels Extreme Racing and watching me go through a trophy and the silver challenge and the gold challenge of that. It's not interesting, it's not fun, it's draining, and it's bullshit. Except with where that was lazy, this isn't, because they want to give you all the modes. They want to pretty much give you a tournament with each mode. And they did. This one is the hardest of anything in this game, so it's got that going for it. But outside of that, it's not fun, it's not interesting to look at, and really, we're almost done here. So, we don't have much left. We only have 3 more tournaments. Boom, or jump over it, whatever. We're done. 16,000 creds are mine. This tournament is now over. Thank fuck for that. So what do we get for this? We got a new boat. Am I lying? Yes, I am. We almost got a new boat, but I'm pretty much lying out my ass. But next time we will get a new boat, because now we're doing the DLC shit. One's all X circuits, one's all point to point, and the last one is everything. It's all pretty much anything. So next time, it's Lap It Up, 5 events. Thanks for watching, see you guys.